Hey guys, Ray from Kinsmen here. We have something very special for you all. We stole a friend of mine's Ethos pedal. It's pretty cool. It is one of the low serial numbers, and we stole it from a friend of mine in Oklahoma. His name's Isai, so thanks Isai for letting us take your pedal for a couple days and take it for a test drive. This one has all the goodies offered from Ethos with the expanded EQ and a few of the other things that come as options when you order one of these pedals. We're going to be taking a look at it through some bare bones, just a PRS McCarty and a good 6L6 amp through a 410 cabinet. We're going to give it just very little to work with, and we're going to see what this pedal's made out of. So why don't you stick around, we'll be right back. All right. We're checking out the options that we have here on the Ethos Overdrive. Now, obviously, active, boost, channel select. The reason you have a channel select is because you have two channels. You have a clean platform and you have a gain platform. Each one offers a bass, treble, middle. The gain platform does have a presence as well as a volume, overall volume, instead of just gain. Now, remember we talked about this Hrm Eq. Now that is post gain channel only. So after your gain section, you're going to go into that, and so you can EQ just a little bit more of any frequencies that you want. Now you can turn that off here with this switch right here, and in addition to that, you have a compensation for your amp as well as a high cut compensation right here. All right. In addition to all that, kitchen sink pedal here, you have a speaker simulator out. Now, why would you want a speaker sim out? Well, in case your amp does go south, you have the option to send this straight to front of house and have a good line level for the front of house engineer that knows that you're going through a tough situation and needs to help you out. Now, both channels do have the bright, the modern, the classic mode, and the jazz and the rock mode like you would see on any other Dumble. All right, so there, I said it. That's what it is. It's a Dumble pedal. We're going to take a listen. Okay, so I lied earlier. We have this pedal for the next hour and a half, and we're going to quickly go through it, give you guys some good sounds and some good samples. First off, this is what I'm playing. PRS into the 65 basement into a 410 cabinet. So I'm just going to give you just what you hear usually from the basement. And I'm going to be strictly on the clean channel. All right, so clean platform on this pedal is awesome, so much so that he made a second pedal that is just the clean platform. So let's give that a listen. I have everything at noon, and I have all the mini toggles off, and you're going to realize something. So, as you notice, that is a very low signal, way lower than what I started with. That is because it's in the jazz setting. Now, I've noticed that even on my 2-rock in the jazz setting, the signal is just way lower. So, something to expect because of what it's mimicking. But we're going to go to the rock setting for the rest of this section. So, here's the rock setting. Now, one thing that I noticed instantaneously when I turned this pedal on is that there's woolliness in my sound when I hit these chords. You hear a lot of these lower two strings, a lot of that lower mid sound with just the basement. Now, when I engage this pedal, all the woolliness is gone. And there's like a richness to it. So you just, and there's a tightness to it too. It's pretty intense. It's not crazy, just 3D and luscious. It is definitely an excellent clean sound. Especially if you're just playing through the speaker simulator out. Now let's check this out. There is a classic setting and a modern setting. The modern setting, I did feel it get brighter. So here's the classic setting. And here is the modern setting. articulate sound, very articulate sound. Now, when you add the bright switch onto it, it sounds pretty nice, pretty 3D. You hear those upper harmonics start to poke out. So yeah, very nice. I really like that setting, and most people will tell you I really don't like trebly sounds. And that's pretty trebly, so I'm going to back it off just a hair, see if I can dial it in. Really, I'm a clean guy. I love clean sounds, and that's a beautiful clean sound. Now, the boost doesn't work in the clean setting, so you don't hear anything at all. So I'm going to switch over to the gain side. Now I have the HRM circuit turned off. So we're just going to listen to the gain. I'm going to put it in the rock setting just to start off, because the jazz is just like the other channel. In that, you're going to hear that severe volume loss. So here is the gain side. Sorry, I didn't switch it. My bad. These switches kind of get me confused. This is on channel select. Here we go. Now, really rich overdrive sound. You can hear all the notes, and that's something that I look for when I'm looking at anything. Now, you do hear slight compression. Now, you're going to hear more of that compression as I turn on the modern setting. So here we go. Now, you'll also notice that the volume is quite high to attain consistency over the platform. Just something to think about. No big deal. Now, let's talk about this high cut. The high cut that's on the side is drastic. So I have it right in the middle right now. So. So I'm going to take the high cut up to 9 o'clock. So you hear it's drastic. Let me take it down to 3 o'clock. I like it about halfway through. Halfway through, high cut. That's a beautiful sound. It's a beautiful, beautiful sound. I'll turn on the bright. It's painful, but let's turn on the bright. Yeah, it is piercing, but hey man, sometimes you need that, especially if you have no idea what you're going into, if you have to send the signal out to front of house instead of going through an amp. So let's talk about the HRM circuit. It is a very interesting EQ that is post EQ and post gain structure of channel 2, and then we'll talk about the boost. So you turn it on here on the side of this little mini switch, and there is a 3 EQ, so highs, mids, and lows. I'm not sure if you're going to hear this, but you will definitely, once you get in front of one, you will feel it. It moves so much more air with this EQ engaged. It's insane. Now, I'm going to have to compensate for the volume because the volume is going to be quite drastic. So let me get that going real quick. So there's a woolliness to it and a compression to it, and it kind of reminds you of that Randy Rose. Now would be a great time to turn on that bright. Get a little bit more bite and chime through it. Turned off the bright again. We're going to go back to this EQ setting. I'm going to turn down the lows a little bit. I'm going to turn up the highs just a hair, and I'm making like incremental adjustments. Maybe turn up the gain just a little bit, and let's check it out. You hear crazy cool things happening with those double stops, reminiscent of a fuzz face or a super duper. Cool, super cool. It stays intact, keeps everything nice and tight. Let's go ahead and add the boost on. Now the boost is similar to a full drive. It adds more of the distortion. It doesn't add more volume. So just FYI on that. Here we go. This is the regular signal with a boost. So you get that crazy sound. Super cool, super cool. I always try out Santana. I don't know why. That's just something that I like. Let's check out without the HRM. Let's go back to the other side, and then we'll add the boost, see what it sounds like. Now look at the volume difference. Definitely a difference. It's definitely lower, so we're gonna pump the volume just a little bit. Let's go back here. Really cool sound. I wish that they had maybe another foot switch so that I could add the Hrm EQ with maybe a separate volume. That might be crazy. In essence, that would be like 5 channels. But anyway, here's the regular signal. Here's it boosted. Really cool. Just those tones from all the records that we've heard before are there inside that boosted circuit. Let's hear some single notes. Super cool, super cool. A little delay, a little reverb, and I'm sure this thing is just gonna turn back on itself and tear your head off. Super cool. I have no idea how I use this. There's just too many tones in here, and too many good ones. I really like this. Let's check it out with Yes. Very cool pedal. I love it all. I I love it. It's super cool, especially as a standalone unit with all those tones in it. It really does justify the price of the unit. I would love to check it out with other amps, so I may do another demo of this with some other amps. But if you're in the market for something that's just kitchen sink, good clean tones, good overdrive tones, lots of options as far as speaker simulated out, and the high cuts and the amplifier attenuation, awesome stuff. Might want to check it out. Ethos Overdrive. This is Ray from Kinsmen, and we will see you guys soon.